When I talk about non-doing, it doesn't have to do with physical doing or not doing, meditating or not meditating. It has to do with an attitude, primarily. An attitude. Non-doing isn't a physical thing, it's an attitudinal thing. So, as I say many times, I think vast majority of people, vast majority meaning 98 and maybe 99%, are very well served by spending some time in quiet every day. I think it's a wonderful thing, a wonderful, dare I say the word, practice? It's a wonderful practice. I did it myself. I meditated my legs off for a long, 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 long time. Right? So to me, when I use these phrases, non-doing, allow everything to be as it is, I often say that this is the number one. It's a sort of a ground. It's an attitude, and it's the ground from which real action can move, from which things become clear. It's not an end in and of itself. Mm-hmm. But the reason that I asked you the question that I did is because why am I doing this? What is my spiritual life about? To keep that vividly present with you is extremely important. Extremely important. Because for all of us, no matter what kind of teaching we engage in, doing, non-doing, whatever it is, that thrust, that way that life, consciousness, is seeking its own full awareness of itself through us, that thrust is going to be there until it's satisfied. Has nothing to do with you or me as personalities going, did I get what I wanted or not? That will be there. And so I think we have to be honest about it. It's very useful for us to be vividly in touch with it. It has to be something that belongs to us, that we're not, as I say, we didn't just grab on to the sales plan for enlightenment that somebody pitched to us. That's something that's really in your own being, that's yours, that you didn't get from somebody else. And that will seek its own resolution, and it will keep doing that until it finds its resolution. And do the things that help it find its way. It's, one can say, oh, well, one doesn't need to do this or one doesn't need to do that. And, often this is said by people who did a hell of a lot and then realized, I didn't need to do anything because the truth was here all along. Yes, but what one forgets is, well, what if you never did anything but sit on the couch drinking beer all day? Would you have got to the same place? Who knows? But for me, I kind of doubt it. Do you know what I mean? So I think really being honest about that impulse is really the most important thing. As I say, my teaching is really meant to serve that impulse. That's why I often ask people what that impulse is. Because then I want the teaching to serve the impulse rather than people to serve the teaching. Right? It should serve the impulse, and that impulse has to really be with you. And be damned what anybody else says. No matter how high authority they are. That impulse reigns supreme. That's the thing you got to be real to and true to, above and beyond everything and everybody else. Whatever serves that.
Very helpful.
And I think each of us knows, almost intuitively, what serves that. And you just do it. And when it stops serving it, you'll know. It's obvious, isn't it? All of a sudden, something will just fall away, and okay, it's no longer serving. Do you know?
Thank you.
You're welcome, my friend.